What's up, Jimmy?
Uriah, how you doing, buddy?
Dude, so good.
How was Thanksgiving?
Dude, it was amazing. It
Nice.
was good to see family, but it was also wild as all get out.
That's what families do,
That's
right?
that's what family's about,
Especially when you
right?
get older.
Absolutely.
Because a kid, man, you're just ignoring everything,
Yeah.
right? You're just doing your thing.
Yeah.
When you come to become an adult, now you have to like do a pitch in and do stuff.
Yep. Yeah. What's that about?
I
just
don't
want
know.
to sit around and do nothing,
Yeah.
man. I don't want to travel halfway across the world and any of this
Well,
stuff.
Oklahoma is halfway across the world.
Yeah, it's like 10 hours. 10 hours. Okay, I might be exaggerating a little bit here. That's my Oklahoma math, you know.
That's Aggie math.
How was yours?
Man, so my mom broke her wrist
Oh no.
about 3 weeks ago.
No.
My dad fell, hurt his back.
Jeez.
So my sister and I go there,
Yeah.
right? Because I flew into Phoenix and we drove down to my folks' house. And it was, man, all hands on deck, right?
Yeah.
And that's what we did. I mean, I took care of my dad and helped my mom, and they have help. And it's just one of those things where my sister did all the cooking. I mean, everything.
Yeah.
My brother-in-law came in on Thanksgiving Day. They deep fried the turkey. But, man, she was just on point,
Yeah.
you know? And so when all this was going on, man, it was great just to be there to help, right?
Yeah.
And my dad, me and my dad are close.
Yeah.
You know, so it was cool. It could have been a disaster,
Yeah.
but again, mindset comes in, right?
Mhm.
And I said, man, we're just going to pitch in. We're going to make it right.
Yeah.
You know, so it was good.
Yeah.
Man, I was so freaking tired when I got home, though.
I bet, man. I bet. Hey, so today I really wanted to like get into who you are, you know, like what it is that you do. I know you've got some story. You just brought up your dad and how close you guys are, and I can't wait to get into that. But I really want people to know who Jimmy is because one, I know you. You're an
Yeah.
amazing guy.
Thank you.
You're very diligent in your work. You make things happen. You get stuff done. You're not sitting on your hands, right?
Right.
And so for today, I really want you to like explain to people, maybe this is the first time that they've ever met you or they've come
Right.
across
And
your
you know,
channel
that's so
or
crazy,
something.
right? Because you see somebody on videos and stuff, right? And me being, you know, I love people.
Yeah.
I'm always curious. Like,
Yeah.
okay, besides pitching this, what do you like?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Because in my side of the business, we can talk mortgages all day long.
Yeah.
But when you get to know your clients,
Mm-hmm.
that's the cool part of it.
Yeah.
It's not closing the loan. Well, it is
Right.
for them, but just getting to know the people I work for,
Yeah.
because I work for them.
Right.
And so that's always a cool part.
Yeah. Yeah. So tell me, you know, yeah, like for first time watchers today, maybe they haven't been around, maybe this is their first episode. Could you tell them who you are and kind of what you're about, what you do?
Okay. I'm Jimmy Oliver. I work for Indigo Mortgage, work for my best friend, that's like high school every day because we've been friends since like 7th grade.
Mm,
And back in those days, you know, it's called junior high. Now it's middle school.
Right.
That's how old I am. But it's really fun to do that. And, you know, I'm a lone wolf here in Colorado because we're a small company, but we do big things.
yeah.
And I think it goes to the character of the owner
Mm,
and the character of me. Like, we're going to work hard,
yeah.
right? Because when you own your own business, as you know, you got to outwork
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's a good point. What in your industry is like a misunderstanding about what it is that you do? Maybe in the industry, maybe what you do as a loan officer. What's a misconception, if you will?
I think a misconception is that it's really easy because we just take an application, right? If that was it, that'd be real easy. But it's
Yeah.
beyond that. I mean, we're gathering docs, we're pricing it,
Yeah.
we're putting out loan estimates. The application is really the easy part.
Right.
It's all the work behind that people don't see. So, and clients get kind of upset because I'm saying, hey, man, I need this,
Yeah.
right? I need
Yeah.
your W-2. And they're, well, what, Jimmy? Everything's on a timeline,
Right.
right? You have so many days to do this, so many days to do that. Excuse me. Then if you have a purchase agreement,
Yeah.
there's deadlines there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think people just kind of misunderstand what we do.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so you've been in the industry how long now?
Golly, 7, 8 years.
Okay. Yeah. So when you first got in, your mission and your vision was one way.
Right.
Obviously, over time, it evolves. Can you share a little bit about how your mission and vision has evolved up until now?
Well, I think so. When I came into the business, we just started in Colorado Springs, and we were rolling. Because we always had great supporters, like Steve Perry's one,
Hmm.
always been a great supporter of us, and
Don't shout that guy out.
he pays me now. but uh, but then we had COVID,
Hmm.
and we suffered through COVID, had to shut things down like everybody else, right?
Hmm.
So we're starting to make a comeback, and then the interest rates
Hmm.
go through the ceiling. So that put us back because our footprint was not that heavy,
Hmm.
right? Because we don't, if you look on Indigo Mortgage, you won't see a lot of commercials on TV. You won't see a lot of stuff, right? Because we're more like,
A mom and pop.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and shoe leather is what kind of gets us to where we need to be. So what happened was that changed a lot of things
Hmm.
because we had to start over.
Yeah.
And then we had to start over again because of personal situations that I had.
Hmm.
So this is like we're like a phoenix now.
Right.
Maybe not once, but twice. But that's okay,
Yeah.
because we'll get there.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're constantly growing, you're pivoting with technology. We've been working together for 2 years now
Yeah,
and being able to see different tools and, how to market ourselves better because I'm doing the same thing you're doing,
right.
not loans, but like in the marketing space, I'm utilizing a lot of the same technologies that you're stepping into.
And
And
that's what makes it hard because it's such a fool.
mm,
You go on the internet and you type in mortgage lenders or mortgage brokers
mm,
and all these people with all their words. And when we first started this, remember,
yeah.
we were doing like 30, no, less than a minute clips, right?
Yeah.
I do it at my house,
Yeah.
and I always forget.
Yeah.
You'd call me, Jimmy, I need a clip. So I have to run and get my mic and all that stuff. And then we pivoted to the podcast.
Yeah.
And we started, we're just going to be more
Hmm.
than loans, right? We're going to
Hmm.
talk about life, things like that, which is cool, which
Yeah.
I like. But it seems like we got more likes
Yeah.
on our mortgage stuff.
Yeah. People wanted the mortgage stuff from Jimmy Oliver, not the day in the life stuff, not the mushroom coffee. They wanted like what are rates doing here,
Yeah, and I think we've come to a really good mix now.
Yeah.
We're balanced more on the mortgage side and still about life,
Hmm.
because I like to know about what people do, and I think they want to know about me,
Yeah.
and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe
Yeah.
that's the ego thing talking.
No, I mean, I think with the rise of AI, right? With the rise of all these, new tools and stuff like that, man, people really want to work with real people.
Well,
And so this is a perfect platform for you to be able to share who you are, what it is that you do, who you work with and stuff like and they can see that you're a real person. You're not just some bot hitting them up.
that's a great
Yeah.
point because if we look, what the big push is now, and you know this because this is your industry,
Yeah.
but I got a thing from an AI company that said, you know what? We'll build that spokesperson for you.
Uh-huh.
And I'm thinking, what the hell? I don't want a fake person
Right.
talking about Jimmy Oliver.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
I'd rather have my circle and me talk about me
Yeah.
because I think that's misleading.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, raw and real is where you want to stay.
yeah, exactly.
That's how you actually build trust.
Right.
And your entire industry is trust. Is like
Absolutely it is.
so with that being the case, what are people truly entrusting to you whenever you guys work together?
Honesty.
Honesty.
You know, when I say I'm going to get you the best rate,
Mm,
I'm not going to jack it around.
yeah.
I'm going to give you my best rate. If I get beat, I'll tell you to take it somewhere.
Yeah.
Too. But what we've noticed with some of our competitors, when they know that there's another player on the table,
Mm,
they'll kind of like hold out
mm-hmm.
and they'll say, "Well, let me see what he gave you."
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So then they see it and they go and they come in just And I tell my clients, I said, you know, you can go where you want to go,
Right.
right? I go, but don't show my competitor
Mm,
my sheet. We call it a fee sheet, which has my rates and everything, because if they tell you they're going to give you their best rate, they shouldn't have to see mine.
right.
And I say, if you want to talk numbers between us, you know, leave the rate out of it.
Right.
Let's look at fees and things like that. We'll talk about that.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the thing that kind of disappoints me is that it's been tough
Mm-hmm.
for a couple of years now. So I understand that. But on the other hand, when you tell somebody, I'm going to give you my best rate, right? And then you tell them, and I'll also show you a rate with a discount.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of times they give them a rate, but they don't tell them about the discount.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, it's a dog eat dog industry.
it is.
There's no doubt about it. Well, I kind of want to pivot into a little bit more personal, right? A little bit more
Oh,
about who you are, and
hey, you know, I've done no time for anything.
that's a good thing.
Yeah, well, I can't because I'm a mortgage guy.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we have
You get thrown in the can.
you're
You're
done.
losing your license. But I was more on the side of your life and growing up, and you mentioned earlier your father and how close you guys are.
Yeah,
And so you know you your dad was a coach.
right.
Is that
He
right?
was a basketball and golf coach, and when he started junior high, middle
Mm-hmm.
school, right? And I would go there with him. I mean, I was a
Mm-hmm.
gym rat,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and if I could live at the gym with him, I was so happy.
Mm-hmm.
And then he got the high school gig. And so I was a gym rat there. So I was, even after I graduated high school, I would go back and we would watch film and I'd go to his games and stuff like that. So I've always been around that athletic, that coaching environment
Mm-hmm.
because I knew all the football coaches, baseball, I knew them all.
Right.
But what I learned so much from that. And I think one of the first things I learned, I noticed about my dad, and is, you know, we were in Las Cruces, New Mexico, home in New Mexico State, alumni. Thank you very much. Go Aggies.
Man,
Um,
that's tough.
I know
Tough
because
to
you don't
live
like Oklahoma State because they're Aggies. Wow. So, um, what I noticed is what I noticed was that when he judged a player,
hmm
it was on their ability, nothing else, right? And we had, you know, we had Latinos, we had African Americans, and we were kind of not a rich school,
hmm
you know, so they came from all over. Um, but my dad never judged that, and so that taught me you don't judge that.
hmm
What you judge is actions,
hmm
because I was just a little fart,
Yeah.
you know, like 6, 7 years old when my
Yeah.
dad was at Mayfield. And we were playing Artesia, and it was their senior night.
Mhm.
Artesia High School, I don't know who designed this high school, but the teams would shower in the same area. They didn't have separate showers.
Oh man.
So we beat their butts
Yeah.
on senior night.
Oh man.
And then one of our players made a little comment
Uh,
to some Artesia players. So a state patrolman comes in and says, "Coach, we have a little bit of a problem." He goes, "What's that?" He goes, we have Artesia students all the way to your bus.
mm,
And he said, "Okay, well, you know," we'll get you there, coach, so don't worry about it. So here's a 7-year-old, right? We're in this like hostile environment. I'm just messing around, you know, talking to the players. And this one player, um, he was also the high school quarterback, big guy, played for University of Texas as a middle linebacker.
yuck.
So big guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, he turned down an offer from OU. He said the education wasn't good or something. So anyway, so I'm bebopping around and he gets me and he puts me behind his back.
Uh,
And there's two sophomores that started, which was rare. And African American, right? And the reason I say this, not to point anything out, but just to say it in my eyes, I didn't see that.
right.
They got right next to my side
Mm,
and they walked me all the way to the bus.
mm.
So I got a fun question for you. No,
Okay.
so you know what my first album was?
Your first album.
when I that I bought with my own
Oh,
money.
oh yeah. What was it?
Soul Train.
Soul Train.
You know why? Because that's what they listened to in the bus.
Ah, okay.
So I
Okay.
was
You were
raised up.
influenced.
Yes, I was raised up with soul.
Yeah,
You know,
that's awesome.
and so there's so many influences that these guys gave me.
Yeah.
You know, they taught me teamwork. They taught me work hard. You
Hmm.
know, even if you lose, you only lose for the day.
Yeah.
You know, so it's a lot of great lessons. And my
So I love that you're on this right now because that's my next question for you is what are some core values that your dad instilled in you? You know, growing up under him as a coach and being around the players and stuff like that. I mean, you've kind of touched on a couple of them now is, you know, you're judging somebody by their ability.
right,
You're not judging them by what they look like
no,
or how they smell or
no, none of that.
anything like that. It's solely like,
Who they are as
yeah,
basketball players,
exactly.
right? And here's the crazy thing too. At that age, I didn't know income.
Right.
You know, a lot of
Right.
these kids were poor,
Yeah.
but I never knew.
Right.
I just hung out with them.
Right.
You know, I was his coach's kid that got in the way all the time.
Yeah.
Um, I think they taught me discipline. What they taught me was really also hard work and hustle,
Mm.
right? Because we were a scrappy team. My dad was a defensive coach
Mm-hmm.
because we didn't have like a lot of offensive stars.
Yeah.
So everything was built around the defense and running an offense. But the discipline and doing it day in and day out is what makes you better.
Mm.
And I think that I look at this and sometimes when I'm off the trail, I'm thinking, okay, you're not doing right. You're
Mm-hmm.
not in it,
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
So yeah, and those things of environments,
Mm-hmm.
you know, because I was always in great environments when I
Yeah.
was growing up in the gym.
Yeah. What's a lesson that your dad may have taught you that kind of shines through in how you lead and how you help your clients today? What's one lesson that stands out to you? I mean, you said hard work, but is there anything else that, you know, there was an experience that you had with your dad or you saw him do something and it just stuck with you and now it's like a part of you and that pours through onto your clients today?
Teach.
Teach.
What does a coach do? They teach,
Mm-hmm.
right? My dad was always teaching,
Mm.
right? If you have a problem in the offense, you look at the offense, you fix the offense,
Mm.
you tell the kids how to fix the offense. If they make a mistake, okay, we gotta do this again, right? So
Mm.
you're always teaching, and that's what I do with my clients because they
Mhm.
may not see me, but once every 3 or 4 or 5 years, you know,
Yeah.
because it's not like buying a house is going to the grocery store,
Yeah.
you know. So our whole process, and Benny's this way too, to my buddy in Albuquerque, is that we are teachers first,
Mm.
right? And we're going to load them with so much information, maybe overload,
Mm.
but if they go in 2 years, they move and buy another home,
Yeah.
at least they'll have a core understanding.
Yeah. Yeah. And now you have kids as well, right?
Yes.
And you are a father. So in that same vein, what's one thing becoming a dad has taught you about your own dad?
You know, when you're a parent, you see what, or you become a parent, and you see how you were raised up, right? And then again, we're gonna shift, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because they had no playbook either, and
Mm-hmm.
that's one thing we forget
Yeah.
is that they were taught by their parents. Everybody's taught from the generation before them, good or bad,
Mm-hmm.
right? And what you do is you just take the core of what was really good,
Yeah.
and then you kind of tweak what you want to change.
Yeah.
And so the one thing I learned of having kids is just it is the ultimate love, right? It is just it is the greatest love around
Mm.
is with your kids,
Yeah.
you know, because luckily with my kids, like I said before, my daughter's a lot like me. My son's quieter, but a great sense of humor. Both my kids have great sense of humor. So we just laugh all the time,
Mm.
you know? And as they get older, you stop being that you're going to do this. It's like, okay, what's going on? How can I help?
Mm-hmm.
Right? And if you don't want my help, that's cool, you know, but
Right.
just know that I'm here.
Right.
Right. And my dad and mom were like that.
Yeah.
Even though they were raised in different generation, they were the same way. To this day, they're still the same way. If you need anything, you let me know.
Mhm.
And so
Yeah.
that's what I want to pass on to my kids.
Yeah. That well, and that's the biggest question that I had is what do you hope that your kids like pick up from you? You know, say about 20 years from now.
My kids have seen the good and the bad,
Yeah.
right? Personal, professional, but their dad keeps getting up, going,
Mm,
keeps putting one foot in front of the other.
mm. Yeah, that's what I mean, I'll just brag on you a little bit, right? Like the resilience factor. You've been through a lot. You're in a time in your life right now where there's a lot happening with your parents. There's a lot happening in your family. There's a lot happening with you.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, straight attack. I don't know how else to say it, right? And so, but I never once hear you complaining. I never once hear you saying, oh man, I wish this could have gone like this or whatever. You take it as it comes and you walk through it. You're walking through the fire.
Yeah. And it's been pretty hot lately.
Yeah. Yeah, and
But you know
so
what it is that people have their own stuff they're dealing with
mhm.
too.
Yeah, for sure.
And, oh, this is what's going on with me, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, Jimmy, this is your movie,
Mhm.
right? And you only invite people in that you want to see share your life with.
Mhm.
So I don't need to weigh. I mean, my history.
Mhm.
What's one of the first things we talked about. But I don't think everybody needs to know that history,
Right.
right?
Right.
And so when you think about that, and I'm guilty of this, when I'm by myself, the brain's always going,
Yeah.
right? Because unless I'm busy, I'm like a kid.
Yeah.
Unless I'm focused on this, then the brain goes wild.
Yeah.
So that's one thing I work on daily.
Yeah. When you're in business and you're focused on work, who is it that you really enjoy helping? Who is it that you really you're passionate about? Like when you get out of bed, you're like, "Oh, I get to help this particular person buy a home."
Well, I love working with everybody, right?
Right.
Because if it's not like you say, oh, I don't want to do refinances or
Right.
I don't want to do VA or anything like that. No, you want to help everybody, but the sweet spot is first time home buyers.
Why is that?
Because man, this is the very you can help them so much
Mm,
and you can teach them so much. And not about, oh, this is your rate. Well, what's behind the rate? What's all this? It's the stuff that and I tell them all the time, you call me or text me whenever you want.
mhm.
So I got like 4 texts from one of my clients at like 10 o'clock at night. Jimmy, I'm having trouble with this. No problem. We'll do this and this.
Yeah.
And I have a first time home buyer in Pueblo.
Yeah.
And I love when they take those words for real, like text me or call me anytime.
Yeah.
Because she's looking at a loan estimate
Yeah.
and he's going, Jimmy, what's this? What's this? And then we're doing one on the appraisal and I totally spaced it because, we're not perfect. And he gives back and goes, oh, no, Jimmy, I had to choose something. I said, cool.
Yeah.
Here's what I think you should choose.
Yeah.
But then you call me on like numbers and that's because you're teaching them. A lot of times you just say, here's your loan estimate. Here's the rate, sign off on it.
Mhm.
Right?
Yeah.
We say, look at the fees. They're estimates, but look at them.
Mhm.
And so first time home buyers is really cool. They're really like, and I want them to open up to me.
Yeah, well, and I see a correlation, right? Your dad was a coach. One of the greatest values you've even said is that he taught.
Right.
And that's now your passion in your business
Right.
is so that's what's stuck with you from your father and is pouring out into your clients is that you're willing to educate them and not only educate them but walk with them through the process and see them get the victory at the end.
Right.
And that's powerful. My next question is kind of like outside of you or your dad or and it's simply what separates a great leader from a mediocre one.
I think a great leader is one that communicates very well, a one that will take the hits. When he makes the mistake, he doesn't put it on his team. If I make a mistake on a loan, that's on me. And
Yeah.
I've made mistakes on loans. but I'm not going to say, oh, it's the processor or it's the lender. You know what? It's easy to pass that buck, right?
Mm,
Because the client doesn't know.
right.
But and I think that's what it takes to be a leader, and even a leader of your own self.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got to own your shit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna
Yeah,
feel
no,
feel
that's
like I'm in
true.
a
It's
locker room,
true.
right?
No, it's true. And I think there's a lot of people in your industry that would love to just point the finger and
Yeah,
be like, "Oh no, it's our systems. Oh no, it's the way we do business."
right.
Or, "Oh no, it's this, that, the other. Oh, the reason why they're beating us on rate is because they got access to this. We can sit here and make excuses all day. If I made excuses all day, nobody would want to work with me.
And let's say that it is a technology thing, right?
Right.
Because lenders do. They sometimes their stuff goes offline,
Yeah.
but you got to explain that to them.
Yeah.
You can't just say, "Oh, it's the lender."
Yeah.
No, they had a problem with this, loading that.
Right.
I'm on it,
Yeah.
right? And I'll
Yeah.
keep you posted.
Yeah.
So a lot of stuff happens in our industry,
Mm-hmm.
but it's how you communicate it.
Yeah.
And I think some are afraid that, oh my God, if I tell them, they're going to walk.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't work that way.
Yeah.
If you tell them and you're being honest and they
Yeah.
walk, you did good,
Yeah. What
right? You
what
didn't
they
hide
always
anything.
they always say honesty's the best
It
policy.
is.
Like if I'm gonna be raw and real, and there's been a couple times where I've messed some stuff up for you, right? Like,
I've never noticed.
but I've told you point blank, like, hey, this is going on. I just want to make you aware of it.
Right,
And we're gonna work it around. We're gonna fix it. We're gonna double post on a day or something to get it right.
right.
And I think that's the biggest thing is, and maybe you can say and weigh in on some of this. Um, how do you make it right when things are hitting the fan for your client in the middle of a deal? How do you step up to the plate and make it right?
So luckily there's some guidelines when we're doing a loan that, to be a qualified mortgage, the fees have to work a certain way, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what if you don't close on time
Mm-hmm.
and people are moving, right? And now they're showing up at the house, actual story,
Mm-hmm.
and not closed.
Yeah.
What do you do? Well, at Indigo, we wrote a check
Mm-hmm.
to extend the lease on their truck, their moving truck, to get guys to come back the next day and to pay for their motel room.
Mm-hmm.
We wrote the check.
Mm-hmm.
Did no big deal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because we screwed up,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah, so ultimately, that's what everybody wishes, companies would do is like, make it right, and you guys do.
Well, I think so many people are being embarrassed. You know what it is too? Freaking social media,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because people get mad, they rant,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so people are afraid of that because
Mm-hmm.
we've had some cases with clients that we didn't do wrong, but they perceived we did, and they go straight to Google and give us a 1-star rating, right?
Yeah.
And so I think that's one of the fears that a lot of people have is like, oh my God, if I screw up,
Yeah.
it's going to be all over the place.
Yeah.
But then we don't celebrate our victories either,
Yeah.
right?
Mm.
Because kind of keep that to ourselves. Because that's our job. Our job
Yeah.
is to make this seem like flawless.
Yeah. That's a good transition into kind of what I want to go to next. And it's, we're at the end of the year. We're in December.
Oh yeah.
It's crazy. This year flew by. Like,
Okay, young buck. Wait till you get older like me. It goes warp speed.
I'm telling you, I'm just like, how did we get here? But what is your biggest focus for 2026? And when I say focus, what is it that you really want to work on and master in 2026?
Rebuilding the brand. We've kind of been out of the market for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, we have.
Yeah.
And it's because of me, of what I was going through this last year and a half. Um, and we're kind of behind the eight ball, right? Because Ben has, kept the doors open, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's taken everything. So it's not like we have unlimited marketing funds, right? But so it's going to be more about getting out to my real estate agents, getting to know them better, more networking stuff, just kind of rebuilding the brand and rebuilding me.
Mm,
And this is why I think this is so important,
mm,
is because well, I have been out. Yeah, you've seen me on this last year or so, right? How long
mm-hmm.
have we been doing the podcast? A year?
Since March.
Since March, yeah,
Yeah.
almost just 9 months.
Mm-hmm.
So now I need to be out there and take care of that stuff. And you know, the thing is when you're a one-man show, there's a lot,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
There's a lot to do.
Yeah.
And so sometimes that is also a disadvantage because there's only one me. I'm sure the world's saying, thank God there's only one you.
Nah, not even. Not
But
even.
yeah, so it's going to be a rebuilding, and we're going to see where we are in a year again,
Yeah.
and take stock. And the great thing is, and this is, and Ben told me this. He goes, you know what? We don't need every loan,
Mm,
right? We're going to go, the loans that we have, we're going to work our butts off, get them to the closing table and move on,
mm,
right?
yeah.
And then put them in our bank so we know, to keep in contact with our clients.
Yeah.
Because Benny's like me. He wants to know people and he talks like me. I mean, that's, I think, why we get around so much because we so much into talking to people and liking to know people.
Mm,
The job is almost like a side, like a just a part
mm,
of the entire process with a client,
yeah.
you
Yeah.
know?
Uh, what what is it that you want people to feel when they see your content?
Honesty,
Mm,
right? That we don't, all we have all the time is questions, right?
mm,
You never ask, okay, Jimmy, what are you going to say here?
right.
You never say that
Right.
because I don't like that because
Right.
it sounds canned.
Mm-hmm.
So it's honesty. It's going to be, there's going to be mistakes in it, not by you, but because of sometimes my language, and things like that. So I want them to get a positive and warm feeling that when they see me, they say, okay, that guy's legit.
Mm-hmm.
And that's hard today,
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
you know, working with social media.
Yeah. All right. So final question here. And what is it that you want to tell the person right now that's watching that's feeling stuck? Maybe they are going to be a first-time home buyer. That's their dream is to own their own home, you know, and they're feeling just stuck in where and how to get started and all this stuff. What is it that you would say to them?
So that's a great question because a lot of times people are stuck because they don't have the information, right? It's like, how do you do a math problem if you don't know how to figure it out? So that's when I like them to call me, and because we'll talk about money, that they need and the process and all that other stuff. But it may not happen right now, but we get you on a plan, it's going to happen because there's a lot of alternatives out there that they don't know about.
Mm,
And I preach, especially my first time home buyers, patience, patience, patience. I
mm,
had this one first time home buyer lost out on 5 houses, right? This was cash sales, all that other stuff.
mm,
So when they finally got their house, it was the house, right?
yeah.
Sometimes things happen because you're not supposed to be there,
Mm, yeah.
and they found their house. So, I just try and teach them, and I try to teach them to have patience, and I try to teach them that don't believe everything you hear,
Mm,
right?
yeah.
So that's, I guess it's just knowledge
Yeah.
in life.
Yeah, that's so good. And remind everybody again, like if they have questions about mortgage and stuff like that, how can they reach out to you?
So there's a couple of ways, or there's a lot of ways. Thanks to you. Um, well, my phone number is 719-437-5151. And you go to jimmylenz.com and you can see all my past content. Because I think that's how you get to a feel, because you'll see a lot of this stuff that me and Uriah do. But also Jimmy at indigomortgage.net.
Okay.
So there's like 3 ways you can talk to me. And on my jimmylenz.com, I have a calendar.
Okay.
And just go in there, make an appointment. I get a notice and we'll talk.
Yeah. Dude, Jimmy, that's awesome, man. I know who you are, and I know you're a man of honesty and integrity,
Thank you.
and you get the job done. So thank you so much for sharing today.
Thanks, Uriah. I
Yeah.
appreciate it, buddy.
Yeah.